Greetings to you, parishioners and friends from afar of St. Francis Xavier. I'd like to address a couple of different points of view in some poems this morning. In our world today, we find ourselves so divided that for the most part we're unable even to listen to each other. In fact, we find it hard to be around people with whom we disagree about what we consider to be important and serious matters. Politics, social issues, religious issues, etc. So I'd like to offer a couple of different perspectives. First is a poem by Chuang-Tzu, who is 300 to 400 years before the birth of Christ, a Chinese poet. The title of this poem is The Need to Win. When an archer is shooting for nothing, she has all her skill. If she shoots for a brass buckle, she's already nervous. If she shoots for a prize of gold, she goes blind or sees two targets. She is out of her mind. Her skill has not changed, but the prize divides her. She cares. She thinks more of winning than of shooting, and the need to win drains her of power. It seems to me that so often today, in our disagreements with each other, the need to win, the need to be right, is what inhibits our conversation, our relationships, perhaps more than anything. As Thomas Merton observed once in his journals, actually in Conjectures of a Guilty Bystander, he says, I need the wrongness of my enemy in order to maintain my rightness. It's easy to forget that we're all God's children and that we're always held in God's hands, no matter what difficulties we're facing. So here's a perspective on a possible antidote to this need to be separated from the other. This is a poem by William Stafford, and it's from his collection, The Darkness Around Us is Deep. It's called How to Regain Your Soul. Come down Canyon Creek Trail on a summer afternoon, that one place where the valley floor opens out. You will see the white butterflies. Because of the way shadows come off those vertical rocks in the west, there are shafts of sunlight hitting the river and a deep, long purple gorge straight ahead. Put down your pack. Above, air sighs in the pines. It was this way when Rome was clanging, when Troy was being built, when campfires lighted caves. The white butterflies dance by the thousands in the still sunshine. Suddenly, anything could happen to you. Your soul pulls forward the canyon and then shines back through the white wings to be you again. Stafford was one of the keenest observers of the physical world of anyone I've ever read. Put down your pack, he says, in this natural setting, in order to really see and enter into what is actually there. You know, we all have packs. We're all carrying weights, oftentimes weights that we don't need to carry, but for some reason we continue to hang on to them. This invitation to enter back into the natural world, to have our spirit healed, to receive the balm of remembering that we're simply part of the whole universal reality, everything that God has made, and that there is goodness in us and therefore there is goodness in others. We need to search for that goodness in others, regardless of our disagreements. To end where we began, finally, we're all God's children, and we are all always in God's hands. None of us is better than any others, nor are we worse than any others. We can only solve our difficulties together and not by demonizing other people. This was the way of Jesus in his public ministry, and it needs to be our way as his disciples. Thank you. God bless you in these difficult times.